Welcome to D4 Joinery's YouTube channel. Please like and comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let's see if we can learn something today. As I always say, you never stop learning in joinery. This staircase at the bottom two treads on the cut string side has two large, everyone calls them something different, D steps, bullnose steps, some people call them curtails, whatever you want to call them really. They are, so the bottom one is very large, as you'll see in a minute, and then the second one's slightly smaller. So I'm just rodding this all out now. It makes it a lot easier later on the build. Now we're just working on this is tread 2, which is the smaller of the two bullnose D steps, however you want to call them. Just putting the nosing on. So we put that MDF template on the underside. Happy to put screws and stuff on the underside because it's never seen. And now these are the big riser blocks that go to the underside of them. I like doing them this way, so it's nice, big, solid. I know some people just bend a bit of ply round or something like that, but I actually prefer to do a real big, heavy lump. And also it will make more sense when we get there, but the way we do the risers as well. Again, I know some people just use veneer, but we like to do this the old traditional way where we have a solid riser, which of 18mm thick. We will then house out all the way down to 3mm, and then we put a mitre on one end and we steam it and pull it around these big riser blocks with glue and wedge it to pull tension in it, which you'll see us do later on. Now, some of you say it's not needed doing it this way, which is absolutely fine. You know, we all do things different, or why don't you get a CNC machine? We like to class ourselves as a traditional joinery, and just in my opinion, I've said it many times before, I don't believe you can be a traditional joinery with a CNC machine there, and we can do it by hand, so why not? So we've got to do it this way first, just to the size of them. You know, if I could have done it with at the top, the shaft's not long enough basically for us to start at the top and work our way down. So we've had to do this way around so we can do it, and then we'll flip it over in a little bit. But what we're doing now is marking this out, because as I said to you before, we actually will use a solid piece of ash on this, but we will then reduce it in certain sections, which you'll see in a minute. We're marking out this block now so we can have the mitre on one part of it and another housing on the next, and it'll make more sense in a minute where we just put the mitred bit of the riser in, which is what we're actually cutting that mitre on the riser now. That hooks in and we pull it tight. The idea of the mitre is it holds itself in, so we can then put tension into the ash and bend it around, steaming it as we do it. But again, you'll see this in a minute. It's an old school traditional way. I'm sure some people still do it this way, 100%. I know some people still do it this way, but I also know a lot of people think it's a complete waste of time and no need, which is absolutely fine. We all do things our own way. We all run our businesses how we want to. We always leave these little bits in. Reason being is, done it before where we haven't done that. And because we've taken out quite a lump, it sags, which then causes issues later on, or a saw can come through the face of it, or it gets weaker because it's not a consistent. And then also we like to go back through with a router just to get a consistent depth so there's no variation. Again, if you did it all on a saw, you could get different thicknesses all the way through, but we find doing it this way, it will give us a consistent free meal afterwards with no little nooks or nicks in there which are risk of splitting later on, or no weak areas where it could split later on when we're steaming and bending and pulling a lot of tension into the ash itself. You just got to use a chisel just to sort out this last 90-degree bit, and also we'll do the other end as well. Just sort of undercut the mitre, make sure that's all removed. Nothing in there could cause us problems later on. And now we're steaming. So the bit of 45 on here is now hooked into the 45 bit on the big stair block, and we use a wallpaper stripper basically. Just find it so much easier to do that. We clamp the big riser block onto the bench, and two of you on it, one of you bending it round, the other one holding the steamer on. I say, because it's only 3mm thick there, it doesn't take long for the steamer to penetrate itself all the way through. Just take your time, do it slowly. For a long time, used to do it with a kettle and a rag, and couldn't work out why I was having loads of problems with it. And just one day we thought we'd give this a go, and it was just an absolute game changer once we moved over to one of these. Other reason we like doing it this way is staircases get used, don't they? They get hit. So where it being a 3mm veneer now, basically, it can take a bit of a bashing, where if it's only a 0.9 veneer, it's just going to go through a mark straight away. So once these are done, we always leave them now. We'll put this clamp on there, just let it cool, set itself in place a little bit, get a bit of memory. And then we actually do that again afterwards, and then glue it and then fix it all back. But again, clamp it until the glue goes off. So this is now actually, you can see the big gaps up there. I'm now taking this apart. I've actually put this on, pre-fitted it all. Made sure everything is right, and now I'm literally stripping it out, ready to start gluing it all up, put it all back on and glue it all basically. Always do a test fit first, just in case there is any problems. So So just gluing this area here, which is where that big riser block is going to sit. And we've already put holes in the bottom of that riser block, so we can screw from the underside into this tread. So it all goes up nice. So it does go up. Sometimes it's easier to have just a clamp on there holding things. Just makes life that little bit easier. So screw the riser into the tread, screw from the underside of the riser block into the underside of the tread, and then move to the next one. This is tread number 1, the large ball nose. Just test fitting it first, just in case I've got to make any small adjustments or anything like that. And then this tread will be screwed into the underside of that riser block. So now we're happy with it, take it back out, glue everything, and we'll just put it back in again. Don't know if you guys are the same, but we always find as soon as you put glue on something, it never seems to fit as well as it did beforehand. It's just one of those things. It happens quite regularly, but we got it there in the end and got it sitting nice, so we can't complain.